Previously on Meerkat Manor, Userion visited the Lazuli burrow looking for females to mate with, but he looked set to fail when two mystery males arrived on the scene. And Flower's new litter ventured out on their first foraging trip, only to head straight into enemy territory. Where the 2.5 million square kilometers of the Kalahari in South Africa meet with scrub and bush, you'll find a family of meerkats called the Whiskers. At only 30 centimeters tall, these tiny animals may seem defenseless, but for meerkats, size doesn't matter. By working together as a team, they've evolved a way to live in harmony with their harsh surroundings. Flower is the dominant female and leader of the gang. By attaching a radio collar around her neck, Cambridge University biologists have been able to track and study the Whiskers in minute detail for over 10 years. And we're filming them 24 hours a day. With rival gangs of meerkats approaching from far and wide, looking out for each other is becoming more important than ever. It's late afternoon, and the dry winter weather is continuing in the Kalahari. Even though it's winter, temperatures can reach 30 degrees Celsius by early afternoon. Like the rest of the Kalahari's inhabitants, the Whiskers are taking some time to relax in the shade. It's a welcome rest for the Pups. They're out on their first forage, and the gang have taken them on an exhausting journey to the dry riverbed, far from the babysitting burrow. But there's only time for a cat nap because resources are scarce. When the siesta's over, the group slowly wake up and become more alert. Before leaving the cover of the trees, checking for danger is their first priority. With the coast clear, the gang head out to continue their day's foraging. For most of the Whiskers, a lot of effort is expended digging in the dry sand, but they're not finding any wholesome snacks. No matter how much the pups beg, while the adults are finding barely enough food to feed themselves, they're going to stay hungry. But after such a long journey, they're in desperate need of sustenance. As the Whiskers spread out, the pups start following a small group of adults that have broken away from the main foraging party. They're being led into the heart of Commandos territory. Although this could be a foolhardy venture, it seems to spell good news. Foraging here is paying dividends. It's not long before Mango is brought a juicy scorpion by one of the adults, an irresistible delicacy for a little pup. But fearless Attila has been given a live scorpion that doesn't want to be dinner, and it's proving to be a bit too much of a handful. It's only after Mozart disarms it by biting off its sting that Attila's brave enough to eat it. But plundering a rival gang's larder is a dangerous game. It can only be a matter of time before the Commandos catch this small raiding party red-handed in their territory. The Splinter group aren't the only ones taking a risk by blatantly spending time in another gang's patch. Userion's sticking close to the Whiskers' great rivals, the Lazuli, although he's there for a very different reason. Far from not wanting to be found in their territory, he wants to be seen, but only by females that might mate with him. But Userion's got some serious competition for the Lazuli ladies. Two other males have appeared on the scene. Big Will and young Mitch have left the Whiskers and turned up to try their luck at a bit of roving. And the Lazuli boys are none too pleased about the presence of 3 roving males trying to entice their females. They quickly begin furious scent marking in the hope of scaring off the unwelcome outsiders. JD, the dominant male of the Lazuli, tries climbing a bush to keep an eye on the intruders. While the other Whiskers males have created a distraction, Userion quietly looks on. Young Mitch moves closer. This is his first game of roving roulette, and his inexperience soon shows. In his eagerness to get near Lazuli females, he's ventured far too close. While he's had his eye on a Lazuli lady, JD breaks cover and gives chase. Mitch has a lucky escape. Userion doesn't bat an eyelid. With Mitch and Big Will causing confusion amongst the Lazuli, he might just be able to sneak in. Kazana is tantalizingly close, and without an unrelated breeding male by her side, the dominant female of the Lazuli is still fair game. But for the time being, JD and the rest of the Lazuli are being way too vigilant. So for now, Userion and Big Will fall back to look for their inexperienced little relative, Mitch. Unlike the Whiskers boys, the Pups have had a successful afternoon. Foraging in Commando's territory proved fruitful, and with full bellies, the small Splinter group are heading for home. But they're not safe yet. From across the riverbed, a gang of meerkats suddenly appear. Tails raised in a war dance. The Splinter group quickly lead the Pups to higher ground. Vastly outnumbered, this small and vulnerable gang has little chance of being able to defend itself. With the enemy fast approaching, it looks like they could be in for a fight for their lives. As the small Splinter group retreat from the rapidly approaching gang, things look bleak. They're showing no sign of stopping their advance. With Flower's pups in tow, the small group can't make a run for it. But when the seemingly fearsome gang gets close, it becomes clear that they are not a threat after all. It's only the rest of the Whiskers, and what appeared to be a potentially deadly situation turns into a happy reunion. Although meerkats have good eyesight, they largely rely on scent to distinguish other group members. At a distance, cases of mistaken identity are not uncommon. Flower and Zaphod quickly set about scent marking the rest of the gang. Reinforcing group scent is as important as grooming in underpinning the Whiskers' close family bond. With everyone safely back together and liberally wiped with the group odour, there's safety in numbers for the Whiskers and the Pups. And with the day's foraging at an end, the gang head home. But the Whiskers aren't the only tired predators that have been on an exhausting hunt for food today. The deadliest snake on the manor, the Cape Cobra, also looks for prey during the daylight hours. This snake's venom is as powerful as the venom of the legendary black mamba. A single bite contains enough paralyzing venom to kill 12 humans. Ironically, when evening approaches, even a Cape Cobra needs to find a safe place to spend the night. And the Whiskers Burrow is extremely inviting. With 25 unguarded entrances, this den is a perfect place for a snake to curl up for the night. Userion and Big Will have caught up with young Mitch. It's important for this small gang of males to look after one another when they're away from the rest of the Whiskers. By grooming, they rid each other of itchy ticks and fleas. It's comforting and reinforces their family bond, not to mention keeping them in prime condition for the Lazuli ladies. Undeterred by their fruitless day, they'll be spending the night at a bolt hole in the unwelcoming no man's land, halfway between the Lazuli and the Whiskers burrows. Maybe the Whiskers rovers will have more luck tomorrow. The rest of the Whiskers make a welcome return to the home burrow. but they've no idea what could be in store for them. In a large burrow complex, it's purely a matter of chance whether they come face to face with the deadly Cape Cobra that's sharing their home tonight. As they turn in, everything appears tranquil. And the first of the tired gang begin to curl up for the night. The rest of the group will soon head below ground and join their cozy family bundle. Hopefully, they'll all make it safely through the night. The new Kalahari day dawns bright and sunny, and the Whiskers are up early to heat through their tiny bodies in the morning sun. It seems that every member of the group is present and correct. After a good warm through and with no sign of danger, the gang set off on their daily hunting adventure. From a side entrance of the Whiskers Burrow, the familiar flattened head of the cobra appears. Being cold-blooded, it's taken the deadly snake a little more time to get going this morning. And that's not just a spot of luck for the meerkats. A fight between a cobra and a meerkat could go either way. This time there's a good result for both the cobra and the Whiskers. As the day moves on, Big Will, Userion and young Mitch are tracking the Lazuli foraging party. This time Userion has taken young Mitch under his wing. But the pair of them just can't seem to get close enough to the Lazuli ladies without being spotted by JD and his gang. Userion makes a risky approach. But JD and the Lazuli boys quickly chase him off. Mitch is too busy watching to notice another pack of Lazuli boys, and he's easily seen off too. While the Lazuli are being kept busy, young female Penny takes her chance and makes for Big Will. After a bit of flirting, she leads him off into the long grass. As Big Will claims his prize, his two Whiskers relatives are still causing havoc and keeping the rest of the Lazuli focused in their direction. They've no idea what's going on behind their backs. For Big Will and Penny, mating only stops for one thing. But undeterred, a quick change of location is all that's required. And the cover provided by a tree is the perfect place to practice some safer sex. Young Mitch and Userion decide to give up chasing Lazuli females for the time being. But while the rovers remain, JD is set to have a troublesome time at the top. Some distance away, the Whiskers foraging party are once again heading towards Commandos territory. With 3 key members of the group away, the Whiskers could be seriously outgunned if it came to a fight. So far, they've been lucky that they haven't been caught out by this vicious gang. But the Commandos aren't going to stay hidden forever. Today, they're also venturing far from their own burrow, in the direction of Whiskers and Lazuli territory. It seems that a nasty conflict is inevitable, and one group will find themselves in a head-to-head battle with the Commandos. And their dominant male, Hannibal. Next time on Meerkat Manor, the hunt for scarce resources takes the 3 rival gangs on a collision course. And tragedy strikes when the Commandos make a vicious raid.